So we're gonna talk about giants, and this is my favorite topic. I think we're gonna do a whole series, and we're gonna explain the Nephilim or the Watchers or what our people call the Sky People and Star People, and how these people were cannibalistic giants. Some people associate the Nephilim with the clowns, and I've already have several videos on that. In this one, we're gonna focus on vampires and how mummies, vampires, and the Nephilim are all connected, especially to Native American. So, the Nephilim are the descendants of the sons of gods that mated with the daughters of man. The Watchers or angels, fallen angels, there's 200 of them, came down and mated with the humans, right? And their offspring was giants, titans. These are a titan is like the size of King Kong or Godzilla. So that was the first generation Nephilim. These titans that are huge, so huge that we could fit in their hand. There was a whole war with them called the Titan Wars, and that's what like made Niagara Falls, Grand Canyon, and a lot of this. The mountains are fallen trees of life. There was trees of life. Like God tried to, they reset the earth. Either it was God or another force that reset the earth to get rid of these people. They tried to cut down the trees. That's what all these trees are, is because they wanted to drown them, right? People were running scared from the Nephilim, and the Nephilim kept breeding, and you got bloodlines of Nephilim, and each generation they got smaller. So the Titans were the first generation of Nephilim, and then the second generation they got smaller, and it was basically the smaller Nephilim, weaker Nephilim were worshiping the bigger Nephilim as like their gods, and the humans were worshiping the smaller Nephilim over the big Nephilim. They're scared of the big Nephilim. They would give them daily offerings, blood, and this is where natives are tied into this, because these temples and these blood sacrifices and all that, this is where vampires come from too, is this unquenchable thirst for human blood, right? And the whole thing about vampires sleeping in the coffin, right? You see these giant coffins, right? And this was so they could survive the flood. And inside of these coffins you would find like several mummies, right? And mummification came from the Americas. You can still, this is where the most mummies are, the most pyramids. But in some of these pyramids and some of these coffins, these giant ass coffins that you see, right, they'll have several mummies. And the way they prepared the mummies is they salted them, flavored them. And this is like why the white elites eat mummies, is because that was food meant for the Nephilim when they're hibernating. So, and it is true, Neanderthals used to hibernate as well. So you got the smaller Nephilim trying to feed off the bigger Nephilim, and the humans running scared from all of them, right? And that's what like Darren Kuyu is, and they're trying to escape, and they knew that all the energies and frequencies on the surface world were getting out of balance, so that would force Mother Earth to go out of her cycle into a new reset. So either it was going to be by fire or water, they didn't know, so they prepared for both, right? They prepared for both, and the giants, the titans, started eating the smaller Nephilim, right? So they went into hiding, right? They went into hibernating. They started sleeping in their sarcophaguses or their coffins, like how you see vampires do, right? But in some of these tombs, you find multiple mummies, and that was Nephilim food for the giants, right? And they were worshipped like gods. So when they were eating humans, they took it very seriously, and that's why these white elites go and eat these mummies, because some of these mummies were seasoned with flavored and all that, and salt and all that. Like literally, like they prepared the mummies as if they were going to be fed to a god.